What's up, Brian Tong here, and we've got a date for Apple's iPhone event, more iPhone 15 news, new M3 Max in testing, and a new magic accessory for the Apple Vision Pro? Well, let's get into it and start with Apple's anticipated fall event where, of course, we expect to see the new iPhone 15 lineup, Apple Watch upgrades, and potentially even more. Now, an earlier report by Bloomberg's Mark Gurman this week said it could happen either Tuesday, September the 12th, or Wednesday the 13th, but he now says all signs are increasingly pointing to September the 12th. Now, nothing is official until it's official, but you know, I set my personal calendar around Apple events. So here, give me a moment, and let me just change my special waxing appointment and move it here. Okay, we're good. Now, Apple has typically held their fall events sometime during the first 2 weeks of September, and if we follow what Apple has historically done, that means new iPhone and Apple Watch models will most likely be available for pre-order on that Friday, September the 15th, and then the official launch of the new iPhone 15 lineup and Apple Watch, let's say Series 9 and potential Apple Watch Ultra 2, would be available on Friday, September the 22nd. And that's if everything goes the way that it typically has in the past. But if it doesn't, I'm getting waxed on the 12th. Now, we're expecting an all-new A17 chip inside the new iPhone 15 Pro, and new details from leaker Unknowns21 claims it will have a 6-core CPU and a 6-core GPU. That's up from a 6-core CPU and 5-core GPU on the A16 chip, which should obviously bring some improvements. Now, the A17 chip will also have a 3.7 gigahertz maximum clock speed, up from 3.46 in the A16 chip. Unknowns21 also says it will have the same 6 gigs of RAM and not the rumored 8 gigs, but we're going to wait and see. And I've said it so many times here, but the big advancement will be the new 3nm process in the A17 chip, which will make it not only more powerful, but more power efficient. So we could see a more significant upgrade in graphics performance with faster CPU speeds and even better battery life compared with the A16 chip in the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. Code just revealed by @AaronP13 that was discovered in tvOS 17 has confirmed that the A17 will be only in the Pro models for this year's iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max based on references to identifiers of the iPhone 15 lineup. Now, the new A17 will only be in the Pro models because the new chip is more expensive to manufacture. The standard iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will use the A16 chip, which was previously limited to last year's iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. I hope you could follow along. Now, the entire iPhone 15 lineup is expected to get a USB-C connector for the very first time, and alleged images of those connector ports have been leaked online. Now, these images show the port attached to the flexible PC3 component parts that are expected to be used with the iPhone 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro, and 15 Pro Max. So you could say, ooh, ah. This change to USB-C will be the first for Apple on their iPhone lineup, and the change will allow Apple to comply with new regulations implemented by the European Union. So thanks to them for moving us forward. But we know Apple still likes to keep things within their walled garden as much as possible. So reports claim that they will put some kind of limits on features like fast charging or high-speed data transfers. And if someone is using third-party accessories that are not certified by Apple's M5 certification program, well, that's because Apple, right? So I'll wait and see if that actually happens before I throw any bad apples out. But if they do, right? If they do it, which reports say they're going to do it, I mean, that's a bad apple. So I'm holding it, but I'm paying attention to it. All right, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Apex by BodyGuardz. Apex is the most advanced screen protector available today, and I don't just say this just because. Its crystal core technology creates an extreme density for the screen protector's crystalline structures. Everyone else in the market can take a 65-gram ball bearing drop at 3 to 4 feet, but Apex can take a 130-gram ball bearing at 8 feet, so it is virtually indestructible, and that's a peace of mind because I have cracked a few screens of mine in the past. It has an anti-reflective coating that keeps the screen bright and colors still pop. Their Pure Guard coating reduces 99% of bacterial growth on the surface of the screen, which makes me more confident when I lick my iPhone for future music videos. Installation is easy, and it's part of the packaging to do the perfect install, so you just line up the protector with the guides. Apex also has anti-dust adhesive, so you don't get all those trapped particles. That's always so freaking annoying. And does this sound too good to be true? It does, but It's a real product, and it even surprised me how good it is, and I'm not using any other brand. So subscribe to their YouTube channel and comment on the Apex video there for your chance to win a sweet care package from BodyGuardz, including your very own Apex. Okay, let's get back to the stories, and those of you waiting for the next-gen Macs will like this news because according to Mark Gurman, Apple is currently testing the next-gen M3 Max chip that is set to be used in the new MacBook Pro next year. Now, developer test logs revealed an unreleased MacBook Pro with the codename J514, and it appears to have a 16-core CPU with 12 high-performance cores and 4 efficiency cores and a 40-core GPU. That's compared to the 12-core CPU and 38-core GPU in the previous M2 Max chip. The test machine revealed it had 48 gigs of memory, but there are likely higher options. The current MacBook Pro supports up to 96 gigs of unified memory, and the M3 chip architecture will also be built on the new 3nm process, which brings faster performance and better battery efficiency. This is truly the next-gen chip for Apple Silicon. Now, we also know Apple is ramping up testing of M3 Max before the expected release of new models, potentially in October. Gurman reports entry-level M3 chip-based Macs have showed up in logs, and an unidentified Mac Mini was revealed with an 8-core CPU and 10-core GPU with 24 gigs of RAM. Now, this is the same configuration available in an M2 version of the Mac Mini, but with the new M3 chip instead. Now, if we go one level up, the M3 Pro chip is expected to get a boost in specs with 12-core CPU cores and 18 GPU cores. So far, 6 different variations of M3-powered Macs have been discovered in third-party developer logs, according to Bloomberg, and they include an M3 13-inch MacBook Air, a M3 15-inch MacBook Air, and M3 13-inch MacBook Pro, an M3 iMac, an M3 Pro, and M3 Max 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pros, and what's believed to be an M3 Mac Mini. Basically, all the Macs except for the Studio and the Mac Pro. So Bloomberg has reported that the first M3 powered Macs will be announced in October with an initial lineup that will include a new 13-inch MacBook Pro, a 24-inch iMac, and then the 13-inch MacBook Air. So we will see. October. New Macs, M3s, let's go. Now, in the latest Apple Watch news, a new claim says Apple is planning on releasing a brand new style for the Apple Watch Series 9, and it will be reportedly made of a woven fabric material. This band will also feature a magnetic buckle that was similar to the existing modern buckle band from 2014, and that was only available for Apple Watches with the smaller watch face sizes, and I know because I was hoping to get them for several years and then I just gave up. It almost sounds like this new band could be Apple's own budget version alternative to those fancy schmancy Hermes style brands. We'll see, but the Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra Watch, they're expected to get under the hood improvements with a new S9 chip inside, but design wise and feature wise, they will be basically unchanged this year. The packaging from the Series 8, the Series 9 will reportedly get smaller, so that's different. And if you're Apple, right, and you're part of their marketing team and you know all these things, what can you do to drive interest? Well, that's easy. Put out a new color. Yes, we've seen reports of the potential dark titanium Apple Watch Ultra 2 color, which would absolutely help spark some new sales for people who didn't do it the first time around. Another report claims we'll see an all-new pink color for the aluminum model of the Series 9. That would go alongside the current midnight, starlight, silver, and product red finishes. Now, they need to add a dark space gray type color back into the standard lineup as well, if you ask me. So look out for new colors for the new Apple Watches, which are kind of new, but kind of not this year. So it's really up to the next health sensors that are going to push that category forward. And if you're wondering what I was talking about earlier when I said something magic could be coming to the Apple Vision Pro, well, based on code references found in the recently released tvOS 17 beta discovered by @AaronP613, Apple is planning to call the Vision Pro's headset external battery pack the Magic Battery. That's right, Magic Battery. Now, it was previously referred to as the MagSafe battery pack because of its similarity to the iPhone version. And remember, this Magic Battery will magnetically attach to the left side of the Vision Pro headset, and then a cable can be connected from the battery pack that will go into a wall adapter for constant power. Now, when I used the Vision Pro at WWDC, they talked about putting this thing in your pocket, and you can, but This is a heavy battery that really felt more than or just around the same weight as 2 iPhones. I mean, it was dense, it was heavy. The Vision Pro headset comes with 1 Magic battery, and users will be able to buy another to extend the use of the Vision Pro if they want to. But each battery pack provides just 2 hours of battery life. Each 2 hours. I'm sorry, but there is nothing magical about that, and you know what? That's a bad Apple. Boo! Because if you're gonna call it magic, it better be magical. But then again, this is how you charge a magic mouse. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast with the latest stories. We got special guests, and you can support all my content with an ad-free version of the podcast, early access to my content, and exclusive content at patreon.com/BrianTong. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace and love.